What's so wonderful, Adrins? Thank you very much for clicking this video. You see, you're a lovely soul, man, full of good vibes and respect for that gesture. You see, here we are all about love, unconditional love to the whole world, among humans, in different places across the whole world. You see, and we try to send that message by reacting together to a wide variety of videos, all with the intentions of spreading peace, forgiveness, and unity among humans. So wonderful soul, you can help us spread this message by watching till the end, hitting the like button and leaving your comments. Straight out of Africa with lots of good vibes. Kindly watch till the end and hit the like button. That's David, man.
So there's a Gnostic prison planet psyop going on. If you Google Gnosticism, your top hits are probably going to be the sort of caveat that Gnostics believe this is a prison planet created by the demiurge or a fallen being. It's a corrupted place and there's no good thing in the material realm and we're all trapped here in a prison. Right? This is what I've heard a lot of times when I see online and I look at Gaia TV and YouTube and very famous spiritual or consciousness speakers say this. And it's really frustrating because they're not actually even practicing Gnostics, and it's literally a total lie when you look at the actual Nag Hammadi library in the scriptures. That's not even close to what the scriptures say. And I believe that people are saying this to throw people off the shamanic indigenous wisdom of Gnostic Christianity, right? And let's just remember that the Gnostics were one of the first indigenous groups to be mass murdered by this Yahweh Zionist empire, by the fundamentalist empire. Right? They came for the Gnostics first because we had a message that went counter to the fundamentalist Christian message and the Old Testament God. Right? So the Nag Hammadi scriptures tell us quite explicitly that this earth was created by our mother Sophia. She is a being that comes from incorruptibility in the one. She's in the pleroma. She comes down. She becomes the earth itself. And because of her act of creation, a being called the demiurge is created. He opens his eyes and he doesn't know where he's come from. He's totally ignorant. And he says that he is the creator because he's forgotten that he was created, that there's a higher power than him. He believes he's created. The scriptures literally say this. He thinks he's the creator, but he's not the creator. The scriptures explicitly say this. Right? So he carries on and creates the archons, and they are the rulers and the authorities. And the Gnostics tell us that the rulers and the authorities, i.e. governments that control us and these systems that we choose to live under, are the demiurge's systems of reality. He's creating on the body of Sophia. We're not saying that Sophia and the earth is fallen, no. We're saying that there's a being on earth called the demiurge who thinks he's the creator, but he's not, because he's that ignorant. So there are people who are trapped in demiurgic thinking, right? So they are trapped. It's not like everything's a prison planet and this whole place is corrupted. No, there are people trapped in ignorance and they follow these systems of authority. You can see right now there's a genocide going on and all the demiurges, Zionistic systems of media and government and all of it are convincing people that this is okay, right? So they're in a state of mind control because they're living in the demiurge's matrix, right? The demiurge who thinks he's God, he gets to take, he's chosen, I'll exploit, this land is mine, kill those people, we're the chosen ones. So the Gnostics say the demiurge is actually Yahweh, right? But we never ever say that this earth has fallen. No. On the contrary, we say that this earth is Sophia herself, her actual body. We're on the planetary mother. This is her body we live on. And there's an Eden dimension. The truth of this place is interconnectedness and the language of nature and this deep experience of life. That's the truth about what the Gnostics believe and what actually is written in our scriptures. But this whole prison planet BS is a psyop. Because if the majority of the world is Abrahamic, this world is in a state of strife, patriarchy, war, no surprises, because we have a demented demiurge, Yahweh, Old Testament God, who cut down the tree, he cut down nature, and then he started to colonize everyone. That's the demiurge's reality. It's not my reality. That's what the Gnostics were saying. Yeah, this guy exists. He's absolutely mental. Watch out for him. His name is also Yahweh. He's the Old Testament God. And this is the truth over here. So please don't believe the fallen, prison planet BS. That's an absolute lie. And the same people on Gaia TV saying this kind of thing love to spew the whole, alien narrative. We won't talk about the actual Zionists and the aliens like exploiting people on Earth, people that have lost their souls. We're going to make you believe in some aliens coming down from the sky. There's always a diversion going on with these people. Just saying.
Huh. Please leave your thoughts on that, man.
First, I'm going to show proof that there really was an alien in Miami. Then after that, I'm going to break it down what they actually are, because everyone's assuming that they're fallen angels or they're demons, and they're not, although they are demonic. This guy's dad is a cop in Miami and also running for sheriff.
He didn't say anything about that. Hey, have you been seeing the alien stuff? Did you see that in the Bayside? Are you serious? You're joking. You're joking. Did they tell you not to talk about it?
How many times have we sliced the pie? I'm not allowed to talk about it.
What?
I do know what you're talking about, but I'm not allowed to talk about it.
So y'all see there was something there that they can't talk about. Now let's break this down extremely quick. Aliens, greys, are mentioned in the Old Testament and the New Testament. First off, Isaiah is talking about the last day. Thou shalt bring down the noise of the strangers as a heat in a dry place, even the heat with the shadow of a cloud. The branch of the terrible ones shall be brought low. You think it's a reach till I break out the Hebrew. So the subject, the terrible ones in Hebrew, is the Aris. It's the awe-inspiring, terror-striking, awesome, terrifying, ruthless, and mighty creatures. So these strangers that live in the clouds, that God will bring low on the last days, these strangers, these terrible ones, Aris. We know instinctively it's not talking about a fallen angel, because angels and fallen angels are called by 3 names in the Bible: stars, angels, and sons of God. Luke 17, Jesus, in reference to his second coming, says, "As in the days of Noah, so shall be also in the days of the Son of Man be." So what were the days of Noah? There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that. So the giants in the earth in those days, pre-flood, and also after that. So in the days of Noah, there were abominations, giants, crossbreeds. It'll also be in our day, when the sons of God came to the daughters of men, and they made the Nephilim. Also, God saw the wickedness of man was great, and every imagination and thought in his heart was continually evil. That's where we are now. So back in the New Testament, again, talking about the coming of Jesus, first off, he said, men's hearts will fail them for what comes upon the earth. And right here, he says, talking about the seals of Revelation, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. What kind of fearful sights? Remember, we're talking about the seals. Revelation 6, the 4th seal. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him, and power was given on him over the 4th part of the earth, to unlive with the sword, with hunger, with death, and with the beast of the earth. A reach? Wait. We're talking about beasts that will contribute to 1/4 of the population, 2 billion people. Is that really just animals? The word is therion, right? Here are the definitions they could be. A bestial man, a savage, ferocious. Hold on. The crazy part is a Greek word for beast will literally take you to aliens on Google. They've been here. Look at the pyramids. They're not fallen angels. They're not demons. Yes, they're demonic.
There's a lot of stuff going on, you see? A lot of stuff on the internet.
Around 1 in every 10 Americans say that they believe that the earth is flat, or that they at least have their doubts that it's round. I'm going to test that. I'm going to test if the earth is flat or not. And to do that, I actually need to go somewhere where it's super flat. So that's why I'm going to Regina, Saskatchewan in Canada, and I'm going to measure and calculate the size of the earth using just my bicycle and 2 sticks. This is not a joke. I'm here with Casey at the Saskatchewan Science Centre, and we've got two identical sundials set up. Right now, since they're in the same place, the shadows are the same length. But I'm going to be leaving one of them here with you, Casey. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. And he is going to set it up on this very spot, right here. And I'm taking the other sundial, and I've strapped it to my bike. And I'm going to bike down that road right there. And that road is the reason that I've come all of the way to Saskatchewan, because that road is perfectly straight for somewhere around 140 kilometers. And I've come to measure that distance on my bike. Okay, so I just zeroed the odometer. Let's get started. Here goes science. Okay. This is Highway 33, and since it's very flat here and there are no mountains to go around or hills to go over, this is one of the longest straight roads in the whole world. And that's why I'm here. Let's pretend that this orange is the Earth. Now, this is the Earth, and these two sticks are going to be the two sundials we're working with. Since the orange is round, anytime we line up the shadows like this, they will never be the same length. If the shadow on the right is short, we can expect the one on the left to be longer. If they were the same length, then the orange would have to be flat. Now we can also measure the length of the two shadows at the same time and measure the distance between them and figure out the circumference. Since the sun is really far away, we can treat its light as coming in straight lines. And therefore, we can figure out what angle it's hitting both of the sticks at. And that allows us to figure out what angle the two sticks would meet up at in the center of the orange without having to pull the orange apart. Let's say that that angle, this angle here, is 45 degrees. That's 1/8 of a circle. So the distance between the two sticks, this distance here, that is 1/8. That's 1/8 of the circumference around the orange. So we measure that distance, we multiply it by 8, and we know how big the orange, or the Earth, is. That's what I'm doing, except instead of these two sticks, we're using sundials, and instead of measuring this with a ruler, I'm measuring it with my bike right now in Saskatchewan. It shouldn't surprise you that I'm not the first person to do this experiment. A Greek scientist named Eratosthenes did it 2,200 years ago, except instead of it being in Regina and Stoughton, he used the cities Alexandria and Syene. And those cities were 800 kilometers apart. He didn't have bicycles back then, so he had someone pace the distance between the two cities, which is crazy. And they were 800 kilometers apart. And his measurement and his calculations were so precise that it was still within 1% to 16% of the actual circumference of the Earth. That's incredible. But I'm gonna try to redo it with a huge upgrade in technology. We're using a bike. I've biked 138 kilometers today from Regina to reach the first stop sign. It's the end of the road, and it is Stoughton. Okay, so I just set up one sundial in Stoughton, and Casey set up the other one in Regina. We made sure that they were both level and checked that they were both aligned with one another, and everything seems to be good. Okay, I think my math was a tiny bit off because I thought that the measurement was going to take place at 10:59, and it is 11:04, and we're still a few minutes away. So I think it will be more like 11:15, but you know, with this experiment, what matters is that the sundials are lined up with the road and lined up with each other. And I just got off the phone with Casey in Regina, and we are at the exact same point, the exact same angle right now with our sundials. At least this angle is the same. Yeah, I know, a little nerve-wracking, right? We're really close though. Mine is officially on the meter stick. So this is it, okay. Okay, we'll take the measurements in 3, 2, 1, now. I've got okay, I just measured my shadow, and mine was 66 66.1 centimeters. And then I called Casey and his was 70.0 centimeters, which means that our shadows are 3.9 centimeters different. Mine is 3.9 centimeters smaller than his is in Regina, which means that the Earth is a sphere, that the Earth is a sphere, that the Earth is a sphere, that the Earth is a sphere. And it means that I can calculate the size of the Earth. Now, I expect that it won't be exactly accurate, but it's going to be pretty darn close. Oh, that's really, really rad. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hang up and get packed and get on the road. We now have all of the measurements that we need in order to do the calculations for the circumference of the Earth. So I left Regina on my bike and I cycled all the way to Stoughton. That distance was 138 kilometers. When I got to Stoughton, I set up a sundial that was 100 centimeters high, and I measured the shadow of the sundial at a specific time. The shadow was 66.1 centimeters long. And so we can do some simple math to figure out the angle at which the sun was hitting the top of the sundial. And that turns out to be 56.5 degrees. Now, at the exact same time I was taking that measurement, Casey in Regina was taking another measurement on an identical sundial, and his measurement was 3.9 centimeters longer. He measured a shadow of 70.0 centimeters. And that means that the Earth is a sphere, and we can calculate its circumference. We used the same math to figure out the angle that the sun hit the top of his sundial. That was 55.0 degrees. Since we know the angle that the sun hit both of those sundials, and since the sun is really far away, we can calculate the angle that those two sundials would meet up at if they met in the center of the Earth. We take the angle from Regina and subtract it from the angle in Stoughton, and we get 1.5 degrees. That means that the angle that those meet up at in the center of the Earth is 1.5 degrees, or 1/240th of the circumference of the Earth. And now that we know that the distance we measured is 1/240th of the way around the whole Earth, if we take the distance that I measured, the distance that I biked, and multiply it by 240, we can figure out how big the circumference of the entire world is. When we do that, we end up with 33,120 kilometers. By my calculations, that is the size of the Earth, and it's pretty darn close. The true size of the Earth is 40,075 kilometers, which means that my measurements and calculations are only 17% off. Eratosthenes' measurements and calculations were maybe 16% off. I'm really happy with how that turned out.
That guy has some interesting mathematics there. What do you think about it? And some 5,000 years ago, ancient humans started playing Minecraft in real life, and this is how it went along. Look at this, man. These stones are well cut there in good shapes. And you wonder how it was done 5,000 years ago. That is crazy. Please leave your thoughts, man. Oh, some good vibes.
Giving her a little encouragement, just like a doula or a midwife. I've watched this happen a few times.
found a stick on the ground, and now I'm gonna use it. All this power that I found, gonna totally abuse it. I hit so much stuff, do not get into my way, cause I found a stick, and I'm using it today. I got a stick, got a stick.
Oh, that's funny, man. Oh, well, that could found the research.
From Billy Carson on the topic of Anunnakis and the human race on how everything came about. I'm still processing. This video is for educational purposes only. Run that video, comment below, and share this with someone you love, care, and respect. Run it.
Where these Anunnaki to be?
Oh my god. Ah, that's crazy, man. Oh, and this is some illustration of people in other form. You see, in some bad form and just good vibes, man. You see, these ones are just having fun there. They're hanging out and they're holding hands. Now, do you call these hands or feet? It doesn't matter. They're just pretty good vibes, man. Big up to everybody and
you cannot sell your soul to the devil for wealth. He owns none of it. People read the scripture when Jesus was taken on a high mountain and the devil said, I'll give you everything in the world. And they interpret that to mean that the devil can give people the world. And the devil cannot give people the world. The devil tricks people into a bad contract. You didn't sell your soul to the devil. It's too expensive for him. Hell is too cheap to buy your soul. Let's make it plain. It was a liar that told Jesus, I could give you the world, because he could not deliver. Because Psalms 24 already told us the earth belongs to God and everything in it. All the devil did was lie to get you into a bad contract, because the devil knew that God rewards all hard workers. His Bible, he reigns on the just and the unjust, period. God will release the blessing on any hard worker. If you have money and you are a Hindu, Jesus blessed you. If you are an atheist, Jesus blessed you. If you are a Muslim, Jesus blessed you. Did he bless you because of your faith orientation? Absolutely not. He blessed you because of your work ethic. So, can you be blessed and still go to hell? Yes, but you can't go to hell to be blessed.
Wow, that's some interesting stuff, man. Good vibes to everybody. No, that's just the two of the same, but one is smaller. Just comparing the efforts. Look at this. And the baby Bigfoot caught on trail camera. Oh my god. Baby Bigfoot had come here on the city side, maybe allegedly. What do you think they had come to do? Maybe to see how street rakes look like or something like that. Or maybe search for some human that is willing to spread good vibes in those times of the night. You see, there are some humans that work at night just to spread love, but you might meet them across the street and now you might interpret their intentions. You see, better people must are good vibes. Even Bigfoot here came to the city just to spread good vibes. Oh, what do you think they were up to? Where you come from? Are there Bigfoot or the stories of Bigfoot? You see, from this side of the world, we have never heard of Bigfoot. But there are big monkeys here and chimpanzees that almost look like Bigfoot. But now you see how to know the difference. Don't know how you can identify them. But it's a good vibes, man. If you know, you can leave some comment. But Bigfoot moves on 2 foot and can act in some human type of way. You see, Bigfoot here is having fun with the trees. They're just doing some stuff. You see, swinging with the trees. Oh, wow. Oh, really good vibes, man. Thanks to all those guys in the comment section. Those hitting the like button. Those that are new and have clicked in today. Big up to yourself. You are a wonderful soul. You see, here we are about love. Lots of love and spreading love. In whatever language you believe in, you see. Spread love to those around you so that the whole universe can be full of love. And such stuff like Bigfoot now cannot be a problem. We can understand even why they come to the city. Maybe the problem they have, we can help them there. You see? Who knows? Because now if they can do that to tree, means they are strong stuff, man. You see? Bigfoot. Oh, look at them. They are two. Do you think these ones are twins? Now, if they are not twins, how can you differentiate them? They resemble each other. Huh. This is crazy, man. Hey, this is unbelievable. Anyways, good vibes. Because myself, I've never seen Bigfoot. I don't know if what I do if I had an encounter with Bigfoot. You see, maybe when going there to catch some firewood, and then I came across Bigfoot, I would really wonder how to communicate with him. You see, first thing would be to create a reliable communication. Even if it's just by beating the chest like that, that is saying something, we'll be communicating fast. And then from that point, we solve problems. You see? Because Bigfoot cannot be just coming to stay in the city like this. They must be up to something. They want something, like information or something like that. You see? What do you think Bigfoot is up to? You see? Anyway, much love and good vibes. And as you leave comments there about Bigfoot, also leave comments about those videos that has passed. Tell us what you think about them. You see, it doesn't hurt you saying what you think about them. Even if you think that you don't think anything, just say that. You see, good vibes, man, and hit the like button always so that they can reach a lot of people. And if you can, the super thanks there and be our member. Good vibes, man. Peace and love. See you, stay tuned because some good vibes episode will be coming soon. We are out.